Alrighty guys, good to have you back on another video of NieR Reincarnation, and today we have the light iteration of tower up to floor 50. So go ahead and collect your 4,500 gems and 10 summoning tickets. We really need them in the upcoming weeks. But before we go further, we have a look at the new Abyssal costume, and it is Abyssal Gayle. Abyssal Hunter. Yeah, what shall we do with the drunken Gayle? She has respectable stats, attack, as we know it from the newly released Abyssal costumes, over 9,000 attack. That's actually pretty nice, but of course this is inflated by the first ability. Let's have a look at her skill. Fatal Blow, Gorge level B, and it deals 380% damage to one enemy 4 times, and the damage is increased by 50% when own affinity is dark. So very similar to Xmas Priet, except that she only has 4 hits compared to 5, which we all know it is in subjugation 10 million less damage for one character skill. That is a shame. And the Gorge is 50% filled at the battle start. So that helps, of course, with getting her character skill ready. But as I said, if you have Xmas Priet, you don't really need Abyssal Hunter here. Let's have a look at her abilities real quick. Attack up by 40%, skill cooldown time extended by 50. She gets 80% more attack from dark affinity weapons and 40% more defense. Her third ability is actually pretty good. Caged Vigor, 20% more damage when HP is below 60%, but that's as good as it can get with Abyssal units, and that's actually a big problem because the first 2 abilities, they are pretty much locked, okay? Every Abyssal unit has these abilities, and in today's current standards, attack doesn't mean anything anymore, really, because it all comes down to the abilities. And stats alone isn't really the big deal anymore, and as a third passive you can't go higher than 20%. I mean, otherwise this would be broken, and yeah, it's kind of pay to win then in the end. But 20% is like with all the other characters. We have Lacrima Levania has 20% Pursuit, and this one here has 20% Caged Vigor. We have Xmas Griff with 20% Bold Vigor, so you get the idea, right? All they can do is add here a nice Caged Vigor effect, for example, for this Dark Affinity costume. Let's have a look at her debris real quick. Loaded Vigor, 20% more attack, and agility down by 20%, so we have seen this before as well. Overall, not a real enticing costume, especially if you pulled for Xmas Priet pretty recently. You don't really need Gayle here, and her weapon is actually not that impressive, to be honest, as well, because it is very similar to the one-hand dark sword we already have in the game, Aloof Tail. And when we look at the skills, you see that the first skill is a 5-hit that is increased based on the amount of HP you have left. So if you have very low HP, you deal more damage. And the second skill consumes 20% of your current HP and is 330% damage in total. I'm not a big fan of this. I would say this weapon could be pretty decent if it has the 110% times 3 and then gives yourself a dark boon buff for 15 seconds, which is 30%, which we've seen in recent other gacha weapons. But this consumes own HP is not really that useful. And the abilities is exactly the same as Aloof Tail. Void Boon 30% and Caged Vigor up to 40%. based on the amount of HP you have. So if you already have Aloof Tail, you don't even need this Caged Vigor pitiless ride. That is my take on this. So the character is not good, the weapon is not good. Let's see what we have else here in store. We have 2 more gacha weapons, the Iron Core Spear. And I would say this actually is a quite good weapon because it has 2 support skills. First, a 5-hit 30% defense down for 30 seconds, and then a 4-hit 15% more damage from dark attacks for 30 seconds. This is actually pretty good, both at 20 seconds, and then the abilities is Void Boon 30% and a little bit of Vigor. So a perfectly fine support weapon for wave 1 of Subjugation, because you can debuff the moves pretty good and then hit with your hard weapon skills of your DPS characters. And the second weapon is actually also pretty good for wave 1 Subjugation because it has a 5-hit blitz that is 500% damage in total. And then this weapon skill, I would like to see this weapon skill on Abyssal Gayle's weapon, and then the one-hand sword would be actually pretty good, but as it is right now, it isn't really good. So this right here is 400% damage, and your dark attacks deal 30% more damage for 15 seconds. This is actually pretty nice. Okay, you use this weapon on a DPS character in wave 1, and then the spear on a support character on wave 1, and you already have 18 hits. You have 2 debuffs, and you have 2 strong weapon skills. And the abilities is Void Boon 30% and then Haste 10% skill cooldown time reduced. Yeah, a very nice gun, a very nice spear, but unfortunately not as good as a character and the signature weapon of it. So overall, I would say hold your gems because 2nd anniversary is right around the corner. Only, yeah, like 4 weeks left. It starts on the 18th of February, so hold your gems tight. And other than that, I wish you a nice rest of your day, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.